So we had this chick from D.C., mustache, hair on the legs, just a real fine individual. We get a blotter report. She got arrested for attempted murder with a claw hammer. This is all on, cell phone camera, by the way. She recorded the whole thing.
Oh.
And, what are you going to do, hit me with that hammer? And she did. That's when you could keep people in confinement in the conference room. So we had her in the conference room for 3 or 4 days. Eventually we were like, hey, we need your ID. And she's like, I don't have it. It's in your belongings. You signed for it. She's like, nope. I'm sitting there and our operations sergeant was like, hey man, come here. I need your help. I was like, okay, what's up? And he's like, hey, so he threw me gloves and he was like, go through the bag.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel for another episode of War Stories with the Sticky Green Beret, the only podcast where every veteran has a voice. I'm your host, Alex, aka the Sticky Green Beret, and we've got another great episode for y'all tonight. Now, I know what everybody's here for, so we're not going to waste any time. Let's head to the phone lines and get into these phone calls. Yo, caller, what's up? You're on with the Sticky Green Beret. You got a story for us this evening?
I do have a story for you this evening.
All right, I can't wait to hear it. And did you want to introduce yourself before we got started, or are you just going to launch into it?
Well, I know this is Wild Bill.
Hey, Wild Bill, welcome back. All right, now I know we're guaranteed to have a good time.
I think I'm going to go with a more deployed story.
Okay, let's hear it.
So we were going into Afghanistan. You have your layover Germany, get to do stuff. So we get to Germany, get checked in our room. I don't even think we even slept in that room. So we go out of the town, we're getting hammered, going to all the strip clubs. The team sergeant's out there. He's on the stripper pole getting pink bellies. We're walking down the road, and the Bravo's sitting there, and then strippers are screaming out the window, telling them not to leave. We're like, yeah, what the hell did you do to that girl? I don't know. So we're just running around. We're totally hammered. We get in the van, I guess, to go back. And I don't remember much. Then I remember waking up with a McDonald's hamburger in my hand. That's night. But sometime during that night, we're in the strip club. And I guess we decided to steal their ram's head.
Oh,
yeah. And we forgot about the old ram's head. And then the next day, we're getting ready to go back through the airport and get back on the plane. You have to go through the German customs and stuff again. We're like, yeah. And the sergeant major's like, hey, where'd you guys get that ram's head? And we're like, oh, crap. Hopefully it doesn't happen anymore. So we told him, hey, we're in Ramstein. So, Ramstein, we got a souvenir, a ram's head, Ramstein. He's like, oh, okay, it makes sense. But then we started thinking more. They put it on the x-ray machine. We're like, oh, we're screwed. Hopefully this ram's head doesn't have cocaine in it.
Yeah, right.
It goes through.
It's like the strip club's secret stash of cocaine. They just put it in there.
Right. We're like, oh, we're so screwed.
I swear I didn't know.
What are we gonna tell now?
All right, so I gotta be honest for the listeners here. I actually I know this story. Wild Bill is a good friend of mine, and I actually was a major part of this debauchery. I probably could even fill in some of the blank spots, although I'm not. I'm pretty hazy on the McDonald's. I do remember us sitting in the parking lot in a cab and multiple people going back and forth multiple times. We were probably in the parking lot of that place for 45 minutes.
We're there forever. Because like I said, I passed out. We were so hammered, and I was like, yeah. Next thing I know, there's a cheeseburger in my hand. I'm like, this is pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, and we definitely did not sleep in that room. I remember we got drunk in the airport before we even left. And then they're like, all right, you guys have, we got to be in formation at 5 o'clock in the morning. We don't care what you do. And we just went about as hard as you could go.
Like I said, the Bravo, I ain't going to say his name, but those chicks were a screamer. Like, dude, what happened there, man?
I mean, those were so it was actually, I stole the ram's head and carried that thing around for the rest of the night. And I remember we went to this one strip club, and they had you could pay a certain amount of money to go in a hot tub with strippers, which just seems like a horrific, the worst hot tub you'd probably never want to get in. But I remember at one point I was so drunk and so just belligerent that some of these other strippers would look at the goat or try and touch it like it was funny or whatever, and I'd be like, don't even look at this. You don't touch this, And then we got back to that hotel with just about enough time to shower and knock the shadow off our face and go stand in formation.
I forgot the hot tubs. I didn't get in.
No, I don't think anyone on our team did, honestly. I just remember it being super weird.
Does this water look sanitary? No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't at all. And dude, you remember they had stripper tickets. because they didn't want the girls to have any actual money. And so you had to buy like this like Monopoly money from the strip club that you could give to the girls. You couldn't even tip them real money.
I remember wandering around, like you said, there's a lot of blinks in that night. I remember some stuff.
Yeah. There was it. I mean, it was wild, and I'd been on the team for like 15 minutes. I showed up in group, and then we like went on Christmas vacation, and we came back and went to Afghanistan, and that was my first like, all right, you're a big boy. Here, go do what you could do, and that was still to this day one of the craziest nights of my life, and I've had some wild ones. That was a lot of fun. That was a good introduction to SF.
Still worried about us getting busted with damn cocaine in the Rams that day.
For sure, and our sergeant major at the time, I won't name any names, but he was a fifth grouper here in third group, and he was running the thing like a dude with a high and tight would run it. He'd walking around. You remember he used to walk around with his little notepad and he'd write. He just wouldn't even say anything. He'd just walk around the fire base and like write notes about stuff.
Yeah, I do remember the moment. I mean, he was so cool with me because I knew him, but yes, he did have that notebook, and he was looking at us writing in, Ram's head, what?
I know, right? And I'm like, yeah, great. This guy doesn't even know who I am yet, and he's about to hate me on the we haven't even got in country yet. Making a good first impression.
This Alex guy, why does he have a Rams head? Put it in my notebook.
Thinking quick, Ramstein. Yeah, right.
That's what it was. We're like Ramstein.
Yeah,
you guys can buy a souvenir.
Yeah, and it was like kind of indignant too. We were like, duh, Sergeant Major Ramstein. Like, come on, you didn't think about this already? He wasn't amused.
And the other guys from the other team's like, oh, cool, they got a souvenir. We didn't get one.
We earned that souvenir. It was paid for with crime.
All we did was go out to dinner and eat. What were they doing last night?
Half the team was hammered drunk in the McDonald's parking lot at about 15 minutes before we had to be in formation. Well, Bill, I must say I finished listening to your podcast episode today on lesser known operators. Shout out to another Green Beret out there doing the podcast thing. Bill, super interesting. You've got a super interesting life. You have a ton of experience. It was 2.5 hours long, and I listened to the whole thing. You even gave me a couple shout outs on there. I appreciate that.
It's the longest they've ever talked.
It didn't seem.
Anybody hasn't listened, go over to lesser known operators and check it out.
Yeah, go check it out. I know it's on YouTube. I think I listened to it on Spotify. But yeah, definitely go check it out. And there's a lot of good. He has a lot of good episodes on there. It's a good show. But dude, that's the thing I was gonna say is like it was 2.5 hours long, and I didn't feel like it was 2.5 hours long. It wasn't monotonous. You've done so many different things in your life and still doing interesting stuff to where you just talked about it, and it was actually a lot of fun to listen to.
Right, brother. You got other ones to get in there.
Yeah, for sure.
Just don't want to hear any fleshlight ones tonight of throwing stuff to people. That was pretty disgusting.
I cannot control, and he was a third grouper too. I can't control what I can't control what they call it and say.
What people want to do with their bodily fluids.
Yeah, it was crazy because on Instagram, Neil, our old dog handler, Neil commented, and he's like, "Got to be a first group, dude." And I was like, "No, sadly, it was one of our own. It was a third grouper, but it was a good guess."
We got freaks too.
Yeah, there's freaks all over SF. Well, Bill, I'll let you get back to your evening. Thank you so much for calling in. And again, if you want to hear a little bit more about Bill and his life, check out Lesser Known Operators podcast, William Bangle episode, crushing it. All right, brother, say hello to Sergeant Major for me. I'll talk to you soon.
Shout out to third group. Keep killing it out there.
Hey, always third group. Yo, caller, you're on with the Sticky Green Beret. We got you?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Hell yeah. Did you, before we get started, do you want to introduce yourself or do you want to be anonymous for this one?
Yeah, what's up, man? My name's Blake.
Hey, what's going on, Blake?
What up? I got a double-sided dildo story.
I promised. Well, I told him I couldn't promise anything because I'm not in control. But I had one person be like, "Please, just no more fleshlight stories." So we're skirting it here. We'll do dildo story.
Yeah, this is the opposite side of that. All right, so we started allowing females in the artillery in like 2016-ish, right? So the first batch we got through obviously was a fucking train wreck, right?
Yeah.
So we had this chick from DC, lesbian lady, mustache, hair on the legs, just a real fine individual.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So, we get a blotter report. She got arrested for attempted murder with a claw hammer.
Oh, that is, yeah. So not your average blotter call. I feel like normally it's like public intoxication or maybe something domestic. Attempted murder with a claw hammer. That probably raised some eyebrows.
Yeah, it was a little exciting. We're like, holy shit. But, what had happened was she was, married to some chick, and then she had, like, some side bitch at the college town next to where we were stationed. And a college chick found out, got bad. And this is all on like cell phone camera, by the way. Like she recorded the whole thing.
Oh.
And like, what are you gonna do? Hit me with that hammer? And she fucking did.
So there's footage of this somewhere floating around. That's crazy.
Some court case somewhere, yeah. So she got picked up, and whatever. She's in jail, and we get a report like, hey, she's gonna bond out. Like, no, we better get her so we can out-process her before, she's in the wind. Because, once she's gone, she's gone.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
We had her barracks room was all blocked off. We had, all of her CIF was, put away in the AWOL locker. Like, it was all taken care of, right? So we get a call from the sheriff's department. They're like, hey, she's bonding out. So we go up there with an MP, a duty driver, grab her as soon as she comes out. We're like, get in the fucking van,
Yeah.
Also, all's well that ends well. So we're keeping her that's when you could keep people in confinement in the conference rooms. I don't know if they do that anymore. I'm pretty sure that might be frowned upon. But so we had her in the conference room for like 3 or 4 days, while we out-processed her from, everything, right?
Right.
So, like, she threw away her CIF gear in the dumpster. We gave her like a $10,500 statement of charges for that.
Just making her situation way better, apparently.
Yeah, no, she was a piece of shit. So the whole fucking thing was, eventually we were like, hey, we need your ID, this and that. And she's like, I don't have it. Like, you don't have your cat card. Are you serious? It's in your belongings. You signed for it. She's like, nope. So she was actually already in handcuffs at this point from an incident that happened earlier in the day. We had an MP that they just gave us for to help her clear post. This is the day she was clearing post. Like, she was out the gate at the end of the day no matter what. And I'm sitting there, and our operations sergeant was like, hey, man, come here. I need your help. And I was like, okay, what's up? And he's like, hey, I need you to be a witness or you fucking go through the bag. And I was like, all right, whatever. So he threw me gloves. And he was like, go through the bag. And I was like, what the fuck? The MP's like, I'm not doing it. I was like, God damn it.
In hindsight, gloves were like the best call ever, well, it sounds like.
Fuck yeah. So we're in the conference room, just it's me, the MP, her in cuffs, and the XO had walked in. And, there's 2 doors in there, everybody could see in, whatever, soldiers walking around the hall and shit.
For sure.
I take off my top, put on the gloves, because I'm like, dude, this bitch had, like, pill bottles and all kinds of shit. She was a nasty fucker.
Yeah, there's really no telling what is in that bag. Especially, like, person aside, what she just got in trouble for. She's clearly still, like, fucking around doing weird stuff. I can only imagine.
Well, that was the only bag, so the whole thing was, like, laundry and shit. I don't want to touch your fucking drawers.
Yeah.
Like, get the fuck out of here with that. So I open, this is just a random, typical assault pack. So I, start opening pockets, and first things I pull out are fucking Magnum condoms. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? And like antidepressants, and because like she tried the whole behavioral health route, how they do it. So I'm like, what the fuck who is fucking this lady? Like, ew, dude. And like, she's like, so, don't go there. Like, shut the fuck up. And like, I'm like looking at other people in the room, like, do I have to keep going? And they're like, just keep going.
So, you're looking for the cat card at this point?
Yeah, looking for the cat.
Yeah,
because that's legitimately all we need. We're banning her from post. Like, she's already out processed, housing, everything. This is like the last fucking thing we're trying to get this cat card.
Yeah.
So we're going through and pill bottle after condom. Fucking thank God no open ones.
Yeah.
Who was fucking this bitch in the back of my head?
Right.
Pull out laundry, paperwork, fucking phone charger, bullshit. And I get to the bottom of the bag, and there's a fucking PT jack in the bottom of the bag, but the bag's still heavy. And I'm like, ew, what the fuck? So I just open the bag, like, hold the back, hold the front, and I dump the bag out, got it, and grab it onto the fucking conference table. And this PT, like a fucking movie, this PT jacket unfolds, and a double-sided fucking dildo, like the size of my fucking forearm with a fist, opens out, plops on the fucking conference table, leaves grease marks on the fucking glass.
Oh,
dude, it was nasty.
Oh, dude, I could. Oh, and you said like as big as are you talking like girth, like as big around as your forearm? Like, give me a mental picture of how big this thing is.
Like an M203 girth wise, it was nuts.
Oh my!
With a head on her. Yeah, big dog, dude. A big dog.
Oh my god! And it sounds like it was the most cared for, prepared thing in the entire pack. It was at least wrapped up in something. Everything else was just willy nilly. This was like her prized possession.
The creepy thing is she had been in that fucking conference room sleeping in there for like 2-3 days.
Oh,
like,
dude, yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, with no access to cleaning supplies. That was some funk on that thing for sure. Oh, God.
Yeah. So we had a super fucking dorky XO at the time, a West Point kid, and he fucking was like, BC, and like fucking runs out. And, Our first sergeant at the time was a green to gold. He's an E7. Our commander at the time, my bad, was an E7 Pathfinder swapped over to Artie. And he came in and just was like, shut all the fucking doors now.
Contain it.
Yeah. And I'm standing there like, dude, I'm not putting this back in the bag.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no cat card in here. And I walked out.
Yeah.
And,
that's enough. Yeah, I would have had enough at that point, too. Let somebody else.
No,
I did what you asked me to. I searched it. I took everything out. Somebody else can put it back together.
Well, it was just fucking awkward. So, like, the joke was like, oh, yeah, drop that fucking hammer on the table, baby.
Oh, dude, I bet I wish I could see the looks on everybody's faces in that room. I'm sure it was a mixture of shock and disgust. What was her reaction when it came out? Was she like, yeah, so what? Or like, what did she do?
Yeah, no, it was very nonchalant. Just like, man, like, you know, like, I don't want to stereotype people, but, you know, like Baltimore people.
Yeah.
I think she was from D.C., actually.
Yeah.
So, like, totally thugged out. She's like, I don't give a fuck. And I was like, oh my God, that's disgusting.
That's the problem. You should give a fuck. Like, you should.
Perfect. Like,
oh,
how
man.
is this even healthy? Yeah, no, it was disgusting.
That's
But
crazy.
yeah, she was out on bond. She had like 2 or 3 felony counts. And she was out on bond, and, you know, we took her out the gate, fucking dropped her off on the fucking corner, barred her from post, and fucking went back inside.
Yeah, and it was
Wait a
somebody else's problem.
So that was the hard part with, like, JAG and stuff, is you're supposed to buy someone a ticket back to their home of record, but she was a felon and couldn't leave the state on bond. So we were like, I guess you just get kicked out of the gate,
leave her
dude.
here. Yeah, for real. Did you ever follow up? Do you know what happened with her case? Did she get nailed for that?
Yeah,
or?
for a while. Yeah, we know she got convicted. I mean, nowadays, I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah,
she got convicted. I don't know anymore.
That's
yeah,
wild.
no, we did follow it on the court doc.
Yeah, I figured somebody was at least checking up every month or so.
We made jokes about it.
That's crazy. It sounds like y'all were able to get her out pretty quickly, because I know sometimes that kind of stuff can drag on and all that. Like, it sounds like you guys were able to get her out and clear her pretty quick.
Yeah, we had the whole time she was like actually in like the county jail before she got bonded out.
Oh,
so
yeah, I
really
didn't even ask.
That bad.
How long was she in there before she got bonded out?
Oh, dude, about like 2 months.
Oh man,
so
we had
a
long
plenty of time to get everything lined up. It wasn't that bad.
Plenty of time to pack up her dildo in her bag for her and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from, because that totally was not in the initial inventory, which is the most terrifying part.
Yeah, she smuggled it in. Use your imagination.
I don't even want to know, man.
Brother, that's hilarious, dude. Thank you so much for calling in and sharing that with us. You have anyone you want to shout out or say hey to without giving away too much before I let you go?
No, I think whoever knows that story definitely knows that story.
Hell yeah. Well, hopefully you get a call or a text message. You guys can laugh about it all over again.
Oh, shit. Right on, man. Have a good one.
Hell yeah, brother. I appreciate you. Yo, caller, you're on with the Sticky Green Beret. You want to introduce yourself tonight, or are you going to stay anonymous?
Yeah, I'm Dan.
All right, Dan, let's hear it.
This is not a story, but like a situation that I always thought was kind of fucked up.
Okay. Yeah, I love fucked up situations.
My unit at one point had a female first sergeant with no deployments, and we were getting ready to mobilize, and she did everything in her power, so the actual unit was deemed as a no-go for deployment.
Oh, so like she was trying to sabotage the entire unit to avoid a deployment.
Not trying, achieved.
Oh, she actually, dang, that's crazy. Because you hear a bunch of stories about how people try and get out of deployments and stuff. I have never heard of leadership attempting to and then successfully tanking a deployment for an entire unit. What was she doing?
Pretty much just letting people not do their PT test, like you get away with that.
Oh, I see. So letting like clerical certifications, being up to date on stuff, just made sure enough of the unit was non-deployable to basically make the whole unit not be able to deploy.
Exactly. And then we had a War X, and then during the War X, there was a whole kerfuffle during that shit. And yeah, she definitely achieved it.
Dude, that's crazy. I mean, because you got to think that makes her look bad, but she didn't care. She just didn't want to deploy that bad.
Right. And if my calculations are correct, she got to retire without a single deployment.
Oh, dude, I literally was about to ask. Did anything negative happen, even not directly at her, but just because she was responsible for the unit and the unit being non-deployable? Did she get in trouble at all, or did things just kind of keep rolling for her?
Yeah, she didn't get in trouble. She just lost her position.
It sounds like she didn't want that position. Did they take her? Did they move her to a position with no chance of being deployed?
They moved her into another unit, and then after that, we got a new first sergeant. And this was like maybe 3 months after I got out, the unit got deployed.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Man, to be able to have that, and the way that she did it too, I was going to say to be able to have that much power, but it wasn't even really power. It was her just letting things fall through the cracks to a point to where it appeared that the unit couldn't deploy. That's crazy. It's double crazy too, because when I was in, it almost seemed like leadership cared more about the dumb qualifications, the dumb training things that you had to do on the computer, being dental cat ready and all. It's like we're in special forces and we're getting just crushed over this stuff over and over and over again.
Right. They wanted you to be ready to go at all times.
For sure. They would take schools away from you. They would take your weekends away, make you do staff duty, whatever. It's like there's no way a high percentage of any of those units were skating through without being 100% deployable at all times.
That was the other thing. You request a school, and it would be an absolute no.
Wow, sounds like some of the worst leadership ever. Especially, I could imagine. Did you have kids in your unit that had no deployments that were just like wanting to deploy? I remember a bunch of us couldn't wait to get out of the Q course. Oh dang it! Oh dude, no way. Yeah, that's the perspective I wanted, and that's what I was getting the whole time, because
I was so mad.
I can't imagine.
Hey, congrats, all wars are over forever.
Yeah, and that was your shot. That was your best shot. And because this lady didn't want to deploy, she ruined it for everybody. Yep. Dude, I would be so mad.
And then, you know how you could volunteer for deployments through that one website?
I don't know about that.
Yeah, there was a website that you can put your information into, and you get attached to units.
Oh, nice.
And I would go, and because of my MOS, they would reply to me and be like, "Oh no, we're only taking E6s and E7s right now."
God.
What?
And you're trying everything you can to be deployed, which you would think would be in the military, would be what you're trying to do. You know, that's all training so that you can deploy and do your job. And it sounds like you were just getting railroaded on all ends. You had your command trying to dodge deployments. Yeah, that's crazy, bro. Imagine being in the military and wanting to deploy so bad and people just doing everything they can to keep that from happening.
Oh, yeah, man.
Backwards.
That was my story.
Well, brother, I appreciate you calling in tonight. You got anybody you want to say what's up to, or anybody you want to talk some shit to? I don't care. Anything you want to say before you get off?
I want to say up to you. I love you, bud.
Hey, love you, brother. Thank you.
I want to say what's up to lesser known operators. Love you, bud.
Yeah. He just had my Charlie. Well, one of my best friends in the entire world is the most recent episode. Actually, I think I gave him a shout out earlier for the episode, but go check it out, dude. It's 2.5 hours. William Bangle, he is the man. He was actually, this is funny. This will be a little funny story for the listeners. He was the head cadre at selection when I went to selection, and then my first day on my new team, opened the door and he's sitting in a chair in there. It was talk about a mind fuck, bro. Especially because the whole time you're going through the course, these dudes are all like, "Why would I want to make you graduate so you go to a team and you get one of my best friends killed?" And we're all like, "Dude, you guys are so old. We're not going to be on a team with any of you guys." And then I show up to my first team and it's Bill in there.
Yeah, and I want to say what's up to Juan in 7th group and Kyle in 7th group.
Hell yeah, Juan and Kyle in 7th group, holding it down. Well, brother, I appreciate you. I don't want to take too much of your time tonight. Thank you so much for calling in and sharing. It's always a good time.
All right, brother. Peace.
Hell yeah. Well, the calls are off to a great start as usual, but I wanted to take a quick break for a little message from the channel. If you guys are enjoying this content, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. That's the quickest way to help us grow. And if you like what you hear and you'd like to show your support, the easiest way to do that is to head over to my shop over at stickygreenberet.com. Over there you'll find all kinds of different merchandise, stickers, patches, flags like the one you see behind me, t-shirts, and every purchase goes back into running the show and helping us to improve the podcast for the listeners. Thanks so much for listening. Now let's get back into the calls. Hey, caller, you're on the air with the Sticky Green Beret.
Hey, Alex, what's up?
Hey, what's going on? Did you want to introduce yourself this evening before you tell your story?
Yeah, I sure can. So this is Kevy, sometimes known in the streets as Kevy Metal.
Nice. Hell yeah, that's an awesome nickname. Well,
It's
sweet.
the best way to like realize how to pronounce it. So that's how I have to
Yeah.
introduce myself to.
How do you spell it?
It's Keavy, like just like heavy with the K.
Heavy with a K. Nice. Yeah, that works out perfectly. Hell yeah.
So it's good. Goes hard in the streets.
Yeah, for sure. Memorable for sure.
Try to be.
Well, cool. What do you got for us this evening?
Hey, so I was just catching up on some of the episodes, and so I started thinking about it was like the fleshlight story and the team room story that got me.
Yeah, that was a rough one. That's it's people have had feelings about that one way or another.
Well,
so
understandably so, but like, and so I'll preface the story, or it like might actually be like a conglomerate of stories with like, I don't want my like team card revoked.
Oh, for
So,
sure, for sure.
Like, so I'll do my best for like anonymity, but I was laughing to myself. So like just to set a base for your listeners. So I'm an active duty Air Force officer, female, obviously. And so like I've spent a lot of time in team rooms throughout the years, like mostly in Afghanistan and or other places.
Yeah.
So I was just like thinking about some of these team room stories and just like the perspective of coming, like obviously not being on the team and like kind of being an enabler, but like not really. And
Yeah.
So like most of the teams, like just some of them are pretty seasoned and they're like whatever, and then other like the junior dudes are just like kind of don't know how to handle like a female in the team room downrange, like two the Air Force, and then like also a female. So
Yeah.
there's some pretty funny stories.
Yeah,
I'm,
that's like
trying
a-
to go through like just Rolodex.
Yeah, that's a totally different dynamic for most teams, and you know we're all about getting different perspectives here. This is going to be a new one for me, honestly, and I've always kind of wondered what a female in the team room would think of some of the stuff that goes on there. So I'm excited for this.
Yeah, like again, it was like the fleshlight story that got me like thinking about it, cracking up. That honestly checks. I was like, that's egregious, but like it sort of checks, you know.
Yeah, when
So,
something like that is
but, like,
what sparks your memory, I have a pretty good feeling of what some of these stories will entail.
yeah, well, and that's part of it too. It's like I was like, oh man, and like kind of some of the memories, you know, obviously like we've been out of Afghanistan for a couple of years, so it's like randomly that something will spark some memories, and like so, and also like some of these stories, like I will be very like keep some anonymity because like some of them literally might still be being investigated as like crimes.
Oh yeah, for
So-
sure. I had one earlier today that I was
Yeah.
like, we'll use it. You know,
Yeah,
I
was
told
like,
you
I'm
we'll
not
use
gonna,
it.
like, dox
but-
anybody. Yeah, like, I'm like I witnessed the crime and then wrote character statements for everybody later.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, this other one was along. I was like, all right, yeah, well, you called it, so we'll run it.
Yeah, like I'll keep myself out of fucking Leavenworth as well. But like
We're not trying to get
just
anybody
saying,
locked
like,
up
I
on the
got
show.
years- Yeah, I was like I'm not getting fired either. But like the fleshlight one, I remember this, and I can tell this one now because the Zulu is retired, so I don't
Nice.
feel too bad telling this one. We were up in Mazar-e Sharif, and I had to go in this team room at a Comcam team or whatever, and so I had to go spend a couple days with them, and I was like getting ready to come in the door, and like the door they slammed it shut, and I was like, oh, dude, I think they gave me the right code, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, what the hell? I like knock and like I hear a bunch of like shuffling around or whatever. And I go in and like everybody looks super guilty about something. I'm like, all right, what's going on? They're like, oh yeah, no, nothing. Yeah, come on in. You know, we're just chilling. I'm like, all right. So we start sitting around. We're just like bullshitting. We're like waiting on a flight. And I look up on the wall and there's this giant, it's like a fucking like 16-inch dildo just like stuck on the wall.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I've been in country for like, 5 months or whatever. It's like almost time to go home. And I just looked up and I was like, oh shit, that's where I left that.
Oh yeah, that's the perfect response for the team. You throw it right back at them. That's hilarious.
Well, yeah, I mean, because they were like looking all guilty, and then they even looked guiltier. And so, like, meanwhile, all the shuffling was like there was 30 more stuck all over the wall. And they were like running around like frantically, like
Trying to get them all
like,
down.
pulling them off the wall, and shoving them in boxes and like shoving it in like the cleaning storage room or whatever, in this like shitty like plywood team room. The Zulu's face is like ash and white, but like then he looks at me and he's like, I'm in fucking love. So like
That's
they didn't realize that
awesome.
was like the one they forgot. Like nobody saw it there. I just looked up and I was like, oh shit, there's that. But like everybody else looks like panic stricken. They're like, oh God, we forgot one, because all they knew is they're like, oh,
they're like, we're about to get an
just
EO
cut down.
complaint or something like that. They don't know who you are, and that's the kind of thing that's going to get some dude's career torched because someone's sensitive about it. But no, you showed you were supposed to be there for sure in that moment.
Oh yeah, it was the first time I had met with sat down with this team, and like, so everybody else, all these juniors look like you could just see the panic in their face, because they're like, oh, some female Air Force officers like coming down the team room, like, clean up.
It's sad to say that dudes have had their careers crushed for dumber stuff than that, so rightfully so. They're like, we don't know who this is. She might be like Air Force Mormon chick, and she's going to come in here and her whole life is destroyed because this dildo is stuck to the wall. So
100%. I was just like, but just like without it, I was like, oh shit, that's why I left that. And like, you could see they were just kind of like you just see the relief, and it was just so funny. And I still, keep in contact with the Zooies, got to be a good buddy every time. Oh, I'm in love.
I'm pretty sure.
Like, oh.
I'm pretty sure you could physically see the relief, like 20-pound weights lifted off of each of these guys' shoulders, like that guilty look that you saw when you walked in probably vanished and was replaced by like a look of relief / okay, cool, she's cool, which is the most important part.
Yeah, it was like relief and like shock and like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and one dude falling in love.
Yeah, right. Like, of course. I won't say what group it was, but it was somewhere between 6 and 8.
Nice. It's also funny too, because you hear about SF dudes and contraband, a lot of time. I know a lot of dudes had alcohol in country. We had booze. We'd have a little drink or whatever. The thought of dudes running around hiding anything other than like steroids or drugs or booze, and it's a whole team shuffling around trying to hide their extensive dildo collection that apparently was all over the team room right before you wanted to walk in. That's pretty funny too. So
even funnier thing, so I get to know that the same team, even a weirder contraband, like, stop me if you've heard this one. So a couple weeks later, I'm up there, this dude, and he was, I think it was a junior echo. This dude had frozen breast milk.
What?
Where he got it? I'm serious.
Oh my God! What country was this in?
This was in Afghanistan. This was up in Mazar-e Sharif.
So odds are this is like some off the local economy breast milk. Did he smuggle the breast milk in from out of country?
I think he like ordered it from the internet. Because like I wouldn't trust like Afghan women breast milk. Like they don't.
He ordered it from the internet, and it probably came from like all the way on the other side of the world. But the breast milk was actually from probably within like a 5-mile radius of where he was, anyways.
Right. Like I think he heard there was like a fitness tie, and he like maybe he couldn't get like Trent or whatever.
Oh man. That's funny you say that. There was
like,
what was that movie? Oh, Pain and Gain with The Rock. Did you ever see that?
Oh, I didn't. But
okay, well, there's a bodybuilder in that where he is like buying black market breast milk and drinking it in the strip club, and everyone else is like, "What are you doing, bro?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm just trying to get jacked." So maybe that's where he got it from.
Honestly, it might have been, but I was just like, okay.
Yeah, no kidding.
It was like a very clear, like new milk, like just like a breast milk orange bag or whatever.
Yeah.
I was just like, okay.
I think I'd probably. I think I'd probably rather be caught with drugs. I think I'd rather be caught with booze or drugs than
honestly
black market breast
like
milk.
You can't have that much more protein than other milk.
Right. Yeah. And also you're like, yeah, just have an MRE, bro.
Yeah, I was like, break into the ketamine, something. I don't know. Like
exactly. I feel like that.
Like,
yeah, I was gonna say I feel like that would be more. I don't know if honorable is the right word, but I think it would be easier to live that down. If say the punishments are exactly the same, I think it's way easier to live down stealing the ketamine than it is breast milk.
Right. And like, to be honest, I don't even know how you would like write that up as like a contraband.
Yeah. You're like digging deep through the rules. Is this actually against the rules? We don't know, but we feel like this is bad. You should be in trouble for this.
Yeah, like maybe there should be like a clause.
Yeah, it's like how they add something new to the safety brief every week, and now this week in the safety brief, and they're like, okay, guys, we got some guys in the unit ordering breast milk off the internet. We can't do that anymore. And now 5 years later, it's still in the brief, and the guy's like, man, I wonder what the story is. Why we're getting this brief about breast milk every week?
What would have made it better is if he used his government card to buy
yeah, he's using Eagle Cash, put money on Eagle Cash.
Yeah, he used off funds or whatever.
Oh my God,
I think this falls under 127 Echo or whatever, right? Like,
yeah,
you can go down to the local market and buy the breast milk.
Oh my God, that is crazy. Yeah, that's both of those are fantastic. The team room one is great, and honestly, I think my favorite part about the team room one was the fact that you threw it right back at him, because I know as being an SF guy in that situation, at that point, you're good. You're good with the team. You know, you established at least a baseline level of trust right there with your first foot in the door. Like, we're like, yeah, all right, we can work with you for sure.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I don't know about this. Like, when you look at my name on paper, it's like kind of an androgynous name, so you're like not certain. And then like, so as soon as they found out it was a female, they're like, you know, like,
yeah, they're rolling
again. How you have like 30, you know, the sheer amount of them was like kind of wild. I was like,
for sure, you're like,
collection.
You guys took this joke a little bit too far. You've invested its substantial funds into these toys, and the joke has gone too far now.
Right. Yeah. And again, it's like, did you pack them over here? Did somebody send them? Did you get them on the local economy? That'd be even worse. like I'm not sure which part out, but
yeah, the more and more I think about it, the less I wish I was thinking about it.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I can't believe I kind of like forgot about that story until.
That's so funny. Honestly, that's been kind of common as far as people hearing some of these things and then it jogging their memory, and because, you know, a lot of times people are like, oh, I don't know if my story is that good or does it really fit. And it's been nice as the episodes come out, people hear a little bit of everything and they hear some of these things and they're like, oh yeah, man, I totally you know, it was 10 years ago and it's not a story they tell, and they hear it and they're like, oh my God, I totally forgot about this. So I'm glad that happened tonight and produced not one but two fantastic stories for us.
Oh yeah, two stories, one team.
Yeah. And where are those guys now? Well, you said you keep in contact with one of them, so that's good.
Yeah. The guy who fell in love, he still keeps in contact.
That's awesome.
You know,
That's
I think no longer in love, but that's TBD.
Well, whatever. Yeah, who knows? Maybe you'll walk into another situation and reignite that flame. And there'll be some other weird sex toy stuck to the wall somewhere.
I was like, well, here to thanks, man. But,
yeah, no, that is fantastic. Before I let you go, did you have anybody you wanted to give a shout out to, since you're not anonymous? Anyone you say hey to or give some props to?
I mean, no one is like in particular. Like I said, though, just for if you are one of the teams that I tell a story about, like, just know I won't dox you out loud.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to remember. Like, I mean the stories with the best of intention.
No, absolutely.
Because I think in general, like you said, there's kind of that, like, like it's like that trifecta where, and I think people panic. And so I just will say, like, shout out to all the teams that have like let me in the team room through the years. Like, they've been some fantastic times and like obviously great stories. And so, not everybody outside of the community has had that opportunity. So
that's awesome.
I want to say appreciation overall for all that, for the
sure.
good times, I guess.
For sure, and I appreciate them for all of that too, because now we get the stories. So, and I was also going to say, it's like, yeah, it was cool that they let you do that and you got that perspective, but it's because of who you are and how you carried yourself, because not everybody is going to have that same experience, so it's great that because of who you are and how you carry yourself, you were able to have that experience, and then they repaid it by kind of bringing you into the fold and letting you see some things that most people will never see or experience. So good. Sounds like a fantastic situation all the way around, but it has a lot to do with who you are and how you carry yourself. Just as a former team guy, I can tell you it's not everybody gets that treatment.
Oh, well, thanks, dude. I definitely appreciate that. And so I'll keep the stories coming in a lighthearted
Hell yeah.
Anyway.
No, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for calling in and sharing with us, and we look forward to hearing from you in the future.
Awesome, man. Sounds good.
All right. Take it easy, Kevin.
All right, you too. Bye.
Hey, caller, it's the Sticky Green Beret. We got you?
Yes, you do.
Hell yeah. All right, cool. Well, before we get started, did you want to introduce yourself this evening, or is this going to be an anonymous story?
This is going to be anonymous.
Okay, let's hear it.
What are we talking about tonight?
Anything. It could be any story. Any crazy, weird, wild, stupid story you got.
So there's one time I was in Afghanistan, and we'll say my teammates' initials were AW, and I'm sitting in my room, and he keeps on talking shit. And I'm like, dude, we're doing team guy stuff over there, so we're having beverages and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And AW keeps on talking shit to me. And I'm like, if you don't get the fuck out of here, I'm going to grab a thumper. And somehow in a context, I found less than lethal 40mm rounds.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to shoot you with one of these. And he's like, fuck you, da-da-da-da. And he's right across the hallway from me. So his shirt's off. he keeps on talking shit, and he's trying to walk to his room, so I grab the thumper, throw a less than lethal in it, shoot him in the small of his back, and he folds in half and bends down.
Oh, that did not. There's no way that felt good.
No. You want to hear another crazy story?
Yeah, shoot.
So we're in Helmand, and we're going up to the Kajaki Dam. And the Kajaki Dam is shut down, so there's no water flowing over it. And all the Afghanis are grabbing fish and doing all this stuff, and, like, we're eating fish, and they have, like, these, for people that have never been in Afghanistan, they have, like, these little tiny grills they just pull out of nowhere, and it's like, now we're grilling.
Start chefing it up.
So this First Nation guy hands me a bottle of soap, and I'm like, one, why do you have a bottle of soap? Two, why does it say egg soap? And I'm like, what the what the fuck is this? So here I am in Catch Me, Fuck Me's, going into this little puddle, and I'm bathing. And it's Afghanistan, right? So,
Hey, that's how they do it there.
all these dudes are looking at me, and not teammates, I mean the Afghanis. And the dam shut off, so I'm like, grab my rifle, and I'm like, let me go explore over here across the dam. And I'm barefoot at the time. And I have a rifle on me, and I'm like, let me go over here and see what's on the other side of the riverbank. So I do that, and there's nothing. But then guess what?
What?
The dam gets turned on.
While you're on the other side?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
So my team's on this side, and I'm on this side. And if you look up the Kajaki Dam, it's the world's largest built earth-made dam or some shit like that. I don't even know what it means. So I'm sitting here, and I'm like, what the fuck? So I went from shadow puddles to, like, really fucking flowing water, flowing like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what do I do now? And I'll say, my teammate will say his first name's F, was like, go upstream. Like, I'm a West Coast dude. I don't know this shit. So he's like, go upstream. So I walk up like 25 meters, 50 meters, and he's like, further. So I walk up, and he's like, further. Walk up the river further. So I walk up there, and then he's like, hey, jump in. And I'm like, you guys are 300 meters downstream. And it's close enough, I don't mean by like 10 to 15 meters. I mean like 75 meters that we're yelling at each other.
Yeah.
And sidebar, the guy that ran the dam was like some dude from Texas, and he had this belt buckle that said Texas built, and he's just out there.
You're like, dude, you couldn't have waited like 10 more minutes to turn it back on?
So I'm up there, and I'm like, what do I do? I'm like, well, fucking jump in the water. And I'm swimming, and then I look up, and I'm looking kind of like at a 20-degree off of me, and I see my teammates, every gun truck is like pulling out their winches and throwing in anchors and these cables. And I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And I don't understand what's happening right now. Like, I don't understand that I can go way fast downriver.
Yeah, the water's moving.
So I jump in, I start swimming, and then I see my teammates at like the opposite angle, and I'm like, fuck me, I'm about to die. Like, grab a cable.
Like you're already going past them.
Yes. And like, grab a fucking cable. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now? I'm literally in these things called Ranger panties. For those of you that don't know, we call them Catch Me, Fuck Me. They're like the little short shorts they see soft dudes wearing, and nothing else. I have my rifle. I have those on, and I have those stupid keen.
Oh, those like water shoe sandal toe things?
Yes, I have those on. And I'm like floating down a river.
Really fast.
And I am trying to pump the brakes with my punches, like my strokes, as much as I can. And then I catch one. And they're like, hold on to it. And they winch me in from a fucking river.
That's some Green Beret thinking outside the box. Probably saved you that day.
I'm getting winched in right now. I'm holding on to this little, like, red hook thing, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening right now?
How did this all happen to me?
Then that night, we went there, and there's this guy, and he's a dam manager, and I'm like, what the fuck just happened? He's like, I turned on the dam. Well, what didn't happen was my team, what they didn't tell him is Johnny is going across the river, and he wants to see what's on the other side. And that's whenever what I've seen is lack of communication in every aspect in every single thing that I've done.
Yeah.
Whenever you look at the lowest common denominator, it's lack of communication.
Yeah, I think that's probably pretty common, especially when things go wrong, for sure. Seems like that could easily have been avoided by just a little bit of, hey, can you give us a couple minutes for Johnny to get back over to this side before you turn all that water back on?
Well, no. So then this German, he's like, I'm from Germany and I live in Texas. And I'm like, kind of funny, now I do as well. And he's like, well, your team guys didn't tell me that you were doing that. And I'm like, what the fuck? So that turned into a whole conundrum on the team.
Well, hopefully it fixed communication issues in the future.
Yeah.
Man, that's wild. That's I don't know that very many other people have experienced that. It's kind of one of those things where you're out there long enough and you have some freedom and you kind of get kind of relaxed or whatever, and it's one of your teammates could have avoided all of that by just being like, "Oh yeah, hey, he's still on the other side of the river," and I'm sure the guy would have been like, "Okay, cool, I'll wait 5 minutes to turn the water back on." But instead, you guys are doing some insane water rescue with truck winches.
Yeah, and I'm not a dive dude at that point.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
you're like swimming as hard as you can, and
like,
you're still like, these dudes are going past me way faster than I thought they should be.
Yeah, literally. It was literally a swift water rescue.
An improvised swift water rescue.
Done by a team. And I'm like, I get out of there, and I'm like, what the fuck? And then the night ends, and we're all just sitting there, and like, do you want some more fish? And I look at my team, and I'm like, so angry inside. I'm like, why did no one tell him that I was going across the river?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's like one of those, oh, bro, you're still here. Everything's good.
Yeah.
Dude.
You're like, oh, we can laugh about it. You're still here. And you're like, yeah, well, it still happened 2 hours ago, and I'm still pissed about it.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's hilarious. Well, at least you made it. What would have happened if you would have gone over the dam? Like, how far was the drop-off? Like, it sounds like there was a ton of water. Was it, I mean, if you had gone off, it would have been a bad day.
I would have been in the Helmand River.
Yeah, who knows?
Like,
who knows
where?
That thing, yeah, for sure. Well, damn, brother, that's crazy. You got any shout-outs anyone you want to say hi to before I let you go?
Yes, I do. At Sticky Green Beret, and that's about it.
Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Best shout out of the night for sure.
All right.
Well,
I love you, Alex.
I love you, brother. Thank you so much for calling in. I appreciate you.
Yep. Bye.
Later. Yo, caller, you're on with the Sticky Green Beret. You gotcha?
Hello.
Hey, what's going on, brother? You want to introduce yourself, or are you staying anonymous tonight?
This is, what's it called? Razzo. So, I don't know. Depending on what I say tonight. I was drinking last night, so I was like, saw you on Instagram. I was like, let me call him up.
Yeah, perfect time to call.
You're like, hey, what's a scary story, huh?
Oh, yeah, you got a scary one?
I got a lot. All right, so that's what I was thinking, right? So I was in the military. I was in one of those MOSs where I deployed, and I was like, you know what? I'm not doing enough. It's not enough action I'm getting. And then later on, I was like, you know what? Let me do some cool shit, right? So let me sign up and let me go do something cool, like, just go to selection, right?
Yeah.
But because you deploy so many times before, sometimes you do knucklehead shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I think we're all guilty of some knucklehead shit.
There we go. So we do some knucklehead shits, right? So then later on, you put in your package, you do what you got to do, and then later on, you're like, fuck. All right, let's go do this shit. I've been training. I've been getting ready. Let's go to selection.
Go time.
Bang, big day comes up. Go time. You overseas, so you fucking go to brag, and you know the whole deal.
Yeah.
So you go do selection. You get your number, and you're a fucking famous little number on your little fucking tags. No rank, no nothing. You get your number. Bang, you get your number. You make it through selection, and you're like, God damn. that's not fucking bad, right? But then later on, they're like, hey, but check this out. You got to go back to your old unit because you got some pending UCMJ charges on you.
Oh, no. And you already passed selection?
Yep, you already passed selection. You already getting ready to get ordered. Like you're sitting around and you're waiting to get orders cut through, right?
Yeah, and you're feeling like the man, dude. You just passed selection. You're like, hell yeah, let's go.
Exactly. And then not even that, you're dumb enough that you went through Bragg during the cold season when it's raining and cold. And you know what I mean? Like, I never, now that you think about it, now that I think about it and sit back, and then I was talking to somebody about it, and they're like, hey, why did you went through selection during cold season? And I'm like, I didn't fucking knew I had an option to go
bro.
during the fucking summer,
dude,
you know what I mean? Like,
you and me both, dude. My entire thing, I went to selection in January. I went to SEER school in December. I went to SUT in January. Like, I was just out there freezing at Bragg for 2 years, bro.
Yeah, and I was like, fuck, if I would have done it again, I would have signed up to go through the summer or some shit like that, right?
Like a nice early spring, like late March, early April.
Yeah, some shit like that. But yeah, so then I went back and I was like, man, what the fuck? And I'm just thinking, because, my last duty station was overseas in Germany, and I was like, what the fuck did I do? And I'm like, really fucking thinking. I'm like, what the fuck I did? So anyway, what I did was my dumbass, and the motherfuckers that hear the story, they don't know who the fuck who I am.
That's funny. That's always the best, dude. You got like your 5 homies that are going to know for sure. It doesn't matter if you're anonymous or not.
Exactly. Yeah. They're like, yeah, we know that dumb motherfucker.
There's only one dude that's dumb enough for that to happen to. We know that dude.
Exactly. Yeah. So I went back to my unit, and then one of my Army brothers was calling me up and said, hey, bro, they're going to be fucking get you here, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, for what? We don't know, but you're at the blotter and this, that, and that. So I get back, So I was a former MP.
Okay.
So everybody in the MP Corps here, it's a small little, MP Corps is small and fucking tiny. So when I get back, so I know my dumb ass, before I went to selection, I smoked some fucking weed. And I thought I was the smartest guy in the fucking world. And I thought, during the time you're young, you're cocky, you think you know it all. So my dumb ass, I'm like, you know what? I'm fucking smart. Fuck this shit. And then before I went to selection, I had a fucking piss test. And I'm like, fuck. So instead of fucking doing something else, I'm like, you know what? Let me fucking put some lighter fluid on my dick. So whenever I go pee on it, the lighter fluid will go on the piss, and it will come anonymous or some shit like that, right?
Oh, man.
Man, I still remember top of my head right now. I'm in formation, and I'm like fucking I had the lighter fluid in my dick, but if you didn't know, lighter fluid burns your
I was about to say, dude, that had to hurt so bad, bro.
It was. And I'm like holding my dick, and I'm like, oh my God, this shit's hurting. But I'm using my little fucking foreskin to hold the juice inside of my fucking dick. I'm doing all kind of shit to hold it because of the logic in my stupid ass head is like, well, the lighter fluid will go on the piss and it will fuck up.
It's gonna ruin everything.
The piss test. Yeah. So I'm thinking that's gonna work out. That's gonna be the best solution. It's gonna come. And my thoughts was like, it's gonna come anonymous or disturb or some shit like that, right?
Yeah.
So later on, I had to retake it. And during that time, selection was 30 days, some shit like that, right? I heard it changed to 14 now. I don't know if it was true or not. But anyway, so I was like, by the time I come back, I'll be good, right? Or whatever. So no, that was not the case. I guess fucking the Army guys good technology to detect if you got THC in your system or not, because I came positive on THC. And,
man.
So that fucked up. I lost my clearance. I lost everything.
Damn.
I didn't get kicked out for the fact that I made selection. So the battalion commander in that time, he was a really cool cat.
Yeah.
I got punished. But the cool part about it is I lost my clearance, so I was forced to be a grunt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Where'd they send you after that?
After that, I went to 3rd ID.
And you just infantry, or what were you doing over there?
Yeah, 11 Bravo, just straight up infantry, bush. Yeah, so, but people don't get it. Coming from an MP MOS to infantry, it's the opposite. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're like, oh, who's this cop in our unit now? This dude's like he's doing an investigation on us or something. They sent him from CID.
Yes, for real. I'm online. Everybody thought that I was some fucking undercover agent.
Yeah, hey, I would have too, bro. I would have too.
Man, and then when I got there, I was an E5, promoted E6, right? I was in NT already, and then they're like, oh shit, this guy's been deployed, he done shit, but people were always challenging me and questioning. So anyway, going back to the top of scary stories, that's what it is, man. The scary story, then the whole, then I did more time in the military, blah blah blah. But it's a scary story because a lot of my mind always goes like, man, what would have happened if, the after the military, what if this, what if that?
That's a common thing that everybody in the military, no matter how far you went or what you did, everyone's always like, because you think about how many little decisions there are along the way that change your path and where you went. And it's, it's like people talk about the butterfly effect or whatever. It's like, if I had made this one different decision, where would I be now? And you'll never know, you could what if that to death, but it's crazy how those little, like you went from being an MP, you passed selection, then you went infantry, like that one decision made all kinds of difference in the path of what your life became,
Yes. So that's why I tell a lot of my sons and my kids, I'm like, hey, fuck it. Make mistakes, but are you going to learn from that mistake or not? There's nothing wrong with making mistakes, If you want to fuck around, but what did you learn from that mistake? And I did learn. I learned that you can't be fucking smoking weed when you're active duty,
that's true. That's true. There's still a lot of people that never learn that lesson.
Yeah, and then now I'm like, fuck. Now I'm the biggest pothead in the world.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just wait, and when you get out, you can smoke all you want.
Yeah, but when you're active duty, you guys still do your obligations. If you sign up, if you want to play with the system or with the big boys, you still gotta follow obligations and policies and garrison. And the same thing here with me. I'm out now. And I just I'm just a taco man now. I just serve tacos. But because I deal with military personnel, I still had to have the courtesy of caring for garrison policy. Sometimes it might sound a little bit gay and fucking stupid, but we still got to follow it. You know what I mean?
Yep,
still follow it, still have the courtesy, and still deal with it,
Yeah, if you want to be in the club, you got to play by the rules, Like you want to play in their little box, then you got to play by the rules. Doesn't matter if you're a taco man or a Green Beret or infantry or whatever you are. You got to play by the rules cuz they will kick you out. You said you're doing you're the taco man now. What do you got going on? Where you at? What kind of tacos you slinging? What's your day look like? What are you doing?
So now my daily life is I live out in the country here in Germany.
Oh, you went back to Germany. That's cool.
Yes. So I came back to Germany. I like white girls. You can't get whiter than this place.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And then when I was stationed out here, I left planted my seed in a couple women. So now I got grown-ass kids out here.
Oh,
and
nice.
So I got little German kids. So I'm not like a full Mexican no more. I'm like a German Mexican now.
That's cool. Hey, the German people need tacos. I guarantee you that.
Yes, and it's kind of funny because some of these parts in Germany, they don't even know what Mexican food is.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, so I literally got to be making videos on how to eat tacos because I don't even know how to eat a taco.
Dude, that's hilarious. I didn't even think about that. And it's funny because I've been to Germany and their food isn't that great. I bet you're blowing some people's minds with some good, authentic Mexican food. They probably never had spice like that in their lives.
Exactly. So the problem that I'm having here is there's Mexican restaurants, but they're run by Turkish or Indian guys that want to use the Mexican cuisine for propaganda. And I'm not trying to compete with none of those guys, and I'm not trying to say that I'm the best taco guy in the world, but what I do here is I do serve authentic food the way I used to cook it back home. Like the way I used to cook it back in LA. And I tell a lot of people, even people from the States and everything, they're like, what's the difference from LA food and Tex food? I'm like, oh shit, you haven't heard the arguments between that shit? I'm like,
well, dude, it's funny because even like I grew up in Texas and I love some good tacos. I love some Tex-Mex, but I was in Los Angeles one year around Thanksgiving, and I was with some dudes, and we went to a brewery, and afterwards they wanted to get some tacos, and so they start getting on Google and they're looking for the best taco shop, and we're just driving through town, and I see like 4 plastic tables set up in the parking lot of a grocery store, and there's 6 50-plus-year-old Mexican ladies making tacos in the parking lot. I was like, pull over right here. And they're like, what, you ever heard of this place? And I was like, no, but I guarantee you whatever's coming out of that those tables in that parking lot is better than anything you're going to find on Google. And I mean, we pulled over and it was, you know, they're serving it to you in napkins and got all the sauces, and these dudes' minds were just blown. I'm like, that if you want a good taco, go find a truck, go find a stand. You're not looking for a sit-down restaurant if you want the best taco in town.
You just hit the money mark with that one, because that's exactly how LA works. If you're not getting shot at in that neighborhood, that taco sucks.
You got to risk it for the food, man. You got to risk it a little bit.
For real, you do, especially like that's what I tell people. That's why when I say California, and that's what I got here going on right now. I was driving taxis for this company. I had a taxi company, and I gave up on that one. And then the owner here is like, "Hey, man, you could park your food truck in my shit." So basically, I look like in a fucking yard of fucking taxis, and there goes my food truck right in the middle.
Hey.
And the reason I'm here, I'm right outside of Ramstein Air Force Base.
Perfect.
So I get a lot of the Air Force guys that come over, and I get guys from Baumholer, from Wiesbaden, Sembach, all around here. And not only I cater to military personnel as well here, but also to the locals. So I don't want to deal with freaking military. I don't know. I don't want to talk too much crap about AFIS, because our phone call might just, disconnected again.
No, I know what you mean, though.
Again.
It seems like that the hassle of being on the base versus being off the base for a difference of like 50 yards. You probably get more traffic outside the base, like you said, because the locals could just go freely come and go and get tacos and not have to worry about going on the base.
Exactly. Yeah, and then I don't, and then whatever money I save from being here, I could save it and add it to give back to the community here. Halloween is coming around, so I'm gonna make some abuelitas. Yeah, I'm gonna make some abuelitas chocolate, and then just come out here, and it's a good deal. I only do it Thursdays and Fridays.
Well, then go ahead and tell everybody the name of your spot, where they can find you. I don't know how many German listeners we got, but as we grow, there'll be more of them. So just do a little 20-second commercial of your spot. Ready, go.
Chicano Cravings, the only LA real Chicano food in Germany. We're located in Ramstein, Germany, open every Thursdays and Fridays, open from 11 a.m. till the food runs out. If you see the flags on the food truck, that we're up and going and we're running. So come and check us out.
Hell yeah, you heard it here first. Chicano Cravings outside of Ramstein Air Force Base. Go check them out. You said Thursdays and Fridays?
Thursdays and Fridays from 11 a.m. until the food comes out. I have 3 flags on my food truck. Obviously, my beautiful red, white, and blue flag, my American flag, and then right next to it, I got the German flag to just give respect to the host nation, and I got the Mexican flag because that's where my parents come from.
Hell yeah!
But if you look at my flags, one flag is 3 inches higher than all of them, and that's my beautiful American flag. It's 3 inches because that's how big my dick is.
Hey, there you go. You got something to measure with.
Exactly. Yeah.
Hell yeah, brother. Well, man, I appreciate the call all the way from Germany, dude. That's a new one, and I'm glad we were able to shout your business out. If I was in Germany, I'd come get some tacos. So everyone listening from Germany, go check out some tacos. And before I let you go, you got anybody you want to give a shout out to or say, hey, well, we got you on the air?
I want to give out shout outs for all those people still serving and slaving the system. Everybody that's active duty. It's not easy. It's not hard. It's not simple. Then I just want to say, hey, there's people that are out here supporting you guys. We're blessed that you're still serving the system. And I can't be more prouder than still having men and women out there serving our nation. That's a shout I want to give to those people that are still slaving for Uncle Sam.
Hell yeah, brother. I appreciate you so much, man. You have a good night. Thank you so much for calling.
You too. No, thank you for the time.
Yeah.
I'm out.
All right, guys, that is going to do it for us tonight on the phone calls. Another week of shocking calls, running the entire gamut of military life experience. Got some positive, got some negative, got some downright shocking. Never a dull evening here on War Stories with the Sticky Green Beret. If you enjoyed tonight's show, please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel, the quickest way to help us grow. Also, for next week, don't forget to get your submissions in for Calls to Action. That is a segment where I like to feature veteran-owned businesses, charities, soldiers in need, basically anything that you as a soldier or veteran think that other soldiers and veterans would like to know about, or things that you think could benefit from veteran support. And don't forget that call-ins are every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central Time at 1-866 888-369-9996. Call in and share your stories. If you've listened to the last few episodes, you can tell that we take any military story. If you've got a story as a veteran or soldier that you feel is worth sharing, we want to hear it. Every story shared on the show has value, whether you think it does or not. By sharing your personal experience, you're helping people learn about your time in the military and also helping other vets feel seen and heard. I'm having a blast with this project, and you guys are really the ones that make it run. So whether you're a listener or a caller or both, I really appreciate you. Thanks so much for tuning in this week and being along for the ride as we grow. You guys keep calling in on Wednesdays, and I'll keep putting out quality content for the listeners. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next week.